Most people have buried their dreams thanks to the fear of failure, which graduates into the fear of stepping out. Failure is solely giving in, within the face a setback or contrary outcome. Consequently, we are those that turn an incident into a failure. We get to come to a decision if this can be failure, or not, and not the circumstances around us. We are the referees during this matter. We hold the whistle, and therefore the referee's decision is final. In summary, you've got not failed, until you throw in the towel. Go back, if you may, and review every event you have got ever considered a failure in your life, or through observing events that happened in history, or to people you recognize. You'll see that somewhere, someplace somebody gave up. You can fail K times in a very quest. That project can never be considered a failure, if you retain attempting till you win. Nobody remembers what number times you tried, the day you win. Chief executive can never be delisted from the vocalization of past American presidents, just because he didn't make it initially attempt. There are many fine politicians that gave abreast of the American presidency, and moved on with their lives. They gave up. One can say that their attempt at the presidency was a failure, though they may have learned plenty of valuable lessons on the way, which will help them reach future endeavors. There is no easy road to anything worthwhile. You're bound to encounter obstacles and setbacks. It's not a matter of if, but when. They sure will show up sometime. You can bank on it. The sole thing you'll be able to do is indurate setbacks, and resolve to square up anytime you fall. We are all terrified of something. We all have our fears. Some fears are normal. They are inbuilt for self-preservation. These fears keep us away from harm. Fear becomes fatal when it holds us back from moving forward, especially in the direction of our dreams. The fear of failure is deadly. It creates unrealistic scenarios in your mind. Take your mind back to all or any the items you have been fearful of. What number of them have come to pass? Statisticians say that quite 90% of what we are petrified of never come to pass. A number of these fears hold us back, but they're phantom fears. For the real fears, the simplest thanks to cater to them, is face them head on. If something scares you, return and take a more in-depth look. You may discover it's not so scary anymore. If your worst fear is being laid far away from your job, start preparing for it. Start saving, investing, and creating multiple streams of income. You may understand that the fear of downsizing fades away, since you're ready for it. If it indeed does come, it'll not be a big deal or calamity. You're ready for it. You have got enough funds to tide you over for 6 months or more. You have got other income coming in other than your salary. You simply continue minding your own business, literally. You'll arrange to get on your own, or look for another job. You're not under any pressure to form that call, because your livelihood isn't under any threat. If your worst fear is losing money, you face it by gaining more knowledge within the area that you are operating. You become more to blame of the method. This provides you more confidence. You narrow your losses, and increase your profit. Your confidence soars further. If your worst fear is that your business venture won't succeed, start small. Begin from home. That way, you're not burdened by office and payroll costs. Your overhead is minimal. You go out gradually, and if there are any losses, they're minimal. You catch the lessons, and move on. You gradually increase your scope of operations as you become more responsible and au fait. Before you recognize it, you would like more hands, and a bigger space to control. You opt for it. Do not allow the fear of failure to stay you in one inglorious spot. Step out. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step, Chinese proverb, step at a time. The scale of the steps isn't standard. You get to make a decision. Take a step that is comfortable for you. If you cannot fly, run. If you cannot run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. By all means keep moving. Martin Luther King Jr. If you remain on the identical spot year in, year out, you're simply going nowhere. Keep moving. Time is the most important resource you've got. When some time is out, it is all over. You've got nobody but yourself in charge, if you stay rooted in one spot. Don't be frightened of failure. It's a part of the method. What you must be scared of is fear itself.